Imagine a world where 115 million people are collectively holding their breath, staring at the same glowing screen, while you're wondering if it's a good time to finally organize your pantry. While the Super Bowl is treated like a global religious event, there is a massive shadow population that experiences complete emotional neutrality toward the hype. They aren't trying to be edgy or contrarian. They simply don't see the appeal. For them, watching a touchdown is about as exhilarating as watching paint dry. Today, we're diving into the psychology of the people who have the superpower to ignore the biggest game on earth. The primary driver behind sports fanaticism is tribal identity. Evolutionarily, our brains are wired to find safety and status in groups. Psychologists call the thrill fans feel basking in reflected glory. When a team wins, the fan's brain releases dopamine as if they personally scored the winning point. However, for the Super Bowl skeptic, this neural trigger is absent. They view the success of strangers as just that, strangers doing their jobs. They feel no biological pull to attach their self-worth to a team's performance, making the entire emotional roller coaster feel artificial and strange. Research from the Journal of Consumer Psychology suggests that every individual has a different optimal stimulation level. Some brains crave the high-intensity, loud, and unpredictable nature of a championship game. For others, that same intensity is aversive or physically draining. A 3-hour broadcast filled with constant momentum shifts and explosive noise can feel like an assault on a sensitive nervous system. For these individuals, the boredom they feel is actually a protective mechanism, preferring a lower frequency environment over manufactured chaos. A deeper psychological factor is the locus of control. People who opt out of the Super Bowl often lean toward an internal locus, meaning they prefer to invest energy in things they can directly influence. Watching a game is a passive experience where the viewer has zero control over the outcome. To a skeptic, screaming at a TV or wearing lucky socks is an irrational waste of emotional labor. They would rather spend their Sunday on a hobby like coding, gardening, or gaming where their effort yields a tangible, direct result in an era of constant notifications, deadlines, and digital noise. Many people are simply tapped out. For a highly sensitive person, a Super Bowl party isn't a celebration. It's an endurance test. The flashing ads, the roar of the crowd, and the forced social small talk create a sensory overload that can leave them exhausted for days. Instead of finding the spectacle entertaining, they see it as another entity trying to hijack their limited attention and emotional energy. Choosing to ignore the game is often a form of mental self-care. The most fascinating part is why it makes others so uncomfortable when someone says they don't care, because sports function as a powerful cultural identity marker. Rejecting the game is often perceived as a rejection of the community itself. People get defensive because they feel their shared values are being questioned. Yet the truth is that diversity in interest is what keeps society balanced. Whether you are deeply passionate about a niche book club or a specific scientific field, having a different frequency doesn't make you wrong. It just means you've found your tribe elsewhere.